POPI, 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 POPI. I'm sure I'm not the only one sick and tired of hearing about POPI. The reality, though, is that a lot of what POPI requires should have already been best practice as health professionals dealing with sensitive health and personal information of your clients. I mean, the HPCSA has an entire document dedicated to ethical guidelines pertaining to confidentiality and consent, and I've linked to it in the description box below if you'd like to download it. But while the ethical guidelines are primarily about what and who and the ethics around confidentiality, POPI has the added component of bringing awareness of the how and adding a layer of accountability and proactiveness to how we are processing and transmitting information. As health professionals in private practice, we are often processing large amounts of personal information in the form of reports, invoices, financial information, customized home programs, and so on and so forth. Now, you may have just been sending these across the interwebs via email, taking for granted that emailing someone directly is secure enough. And it probably is, but POPI requires that you do everything reasonably possible to ensure you are aware of any possible security breaches and put in place measures to plug those holes. Whether your third-party email provider is secure enough is a whole separate topic for another day, but today I'm going to share a quick simple tutorial on how you can password protect your document attachments that you email to your clients or other service providers to add that extra layer of security to your communication. Before we get started, if you are new here, my name is Tasneem Abrahams. I'm the founder of the Private Practice Growth Club, and on this channel I share tips and tutorials for health professionals in private practice in South Africa. If this is your jam, do consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that bell notification for notifications of when I post new videos. Now we got that out of the way, let's get started. Now, the first thing to note is that in order to password protect a document, it must be in PDF format. If you are typing up your reports in a Word document, even if you don't password protect your documents, it is always good practice to share a legal document, which in essence is what an assessment or treatment report or any health record is, in a non-editable format. So if you have not been doing this already, I want to urge you to start converting all your reports into PDF format before sending them to your client electronically, even if you don't plan to password protect it. Now, there are a number of free tools you can use to convert Word documents to PDF without purchasing the expensive Adobe software subscription. But for this video, I'm going to share one particular online tool which I love called pdf2go.com. Okay, so I'm now on the pdf2go.com website, and I will put a link to this website in the description box below. But now, just as a side note, that as per the POPI requirements, anytime you use a third-party provider to process information, you must ensure that the software has a data protection policy, and you must note this down in your POPI manual. And since you will need to upload your file to pdf2go website to convert it and password protect it, you will need to list this in your manual with a link to their privacy policy, which you can find here on their website right down at the bottom in the footer. And if you click on that, you will be able to see that they have a very extensive privacy policy which is GDPR compliant. And if you don't know what that is, GDPR is the European Union version of POPI. If you think POPI is bad, GDPR is way worse, and they implemented GDPR in 2018 already. So you can rest assured that if a website or third-party provider is GDPR compliant, then it would be safe to use from a POPI perspective as well. So another thing to note is that pdf2go is a freemium cloud-based software. And what does that mean? Cloud-based means that you don't have to download it onto your computer, and you can use it from anywhere, provided you have an internet connection. And freemium means that you can make use of their software for free up to certain limits. So if we go to their pricing, you will see there that they have 2 free plans, right? So if you can either use this as an unregistered user, and if you use it as an unregistered user, then you do have access to all the tools, but a maximum file size of 50 megabytes, and you may only do merge 3 documents. Let's go to protect PDF. You can only do 3, and I stand under correction, but these numbers are all per month. So You can password protect up to or convert up to 3 PDF, 3 documents per month on the unregistered free tool. Meaning you come on here, you do your thing, and off you go. And then they have the second free plan is the registered free plan, and this is where you sign up for a free account, and you can sign up using your Google account or create your own username and password, and that just gives you a few extra PDFs that you can protect. So you have 5 instead of 3. It gives you 2 additional ones. So if you have just started your practice or things are going slowly and you need to convert or password protect less than 5 documents per month, then the free plan is perfect for you. However, if you need to do more than 5 per month, then you will have to upgrade to the premium plan, which, if you think about the return on investment, the premium plan is $6 billed monthly on a month-to-month basis. If you think about the return on investment, if you are sending out 5 reports per month, more than 5 reports per month, $6, which works out to under 100 Rand per month at the current conversion rate, is totally worth it, because you're going to be paying under 100 Rand for 5 reports. And if you think how much you charge per report, how much is it going to cost you per report in the end? And the great thing is that this is not, you're not tied into a annual subscription. It's a month-to-month subscription, so you can absolutely cancel if you anticipate having a slow month, such as over the festive season when you maybe don't have a lot of clients or don't need to send out a lot of documents, or you're having a slow month, you can absolutely cancel. And under the paid plan, you can do 400 PDFs. So I doubt anybody who's watching this is sending out 400 reports a month. So it's definitely way more than you need. Okay, so, and all you can see on all the plans you have encrypted data transfer, and you can even convert files using a URL. So if you have a file in a Dropbox or in a Google folder, you can just paste the link. So I'm going to now firstly show you how to convert a Word document into PDF. So how this software essentially works, let me just go back to the home page. So how the software essentially works is that it takes a scan of a document and then saves it into a PDF format. So I'm just going to go over, if you see here, you can edit a file, improve your files, convert from PDF to a document, or convert from document to PDF. So if we click on Word to PDF, so even if you have an Excel sheet that you want to convert into PDF format or PowerPoint presentation, you can use this software. So essentially all you do is you click on that, and then you're going to choose a file. So let's say I choose Stages of Private Practice, click on Open, or you can drag and drop a file from your computer, and you will see that the file is here, and then you can click Start. But now you can choose if you want to save this file as an image only format. So you've got convert, scanned images, pages will be images, or convert with OCR. So you can choose to save the files as an image only format, meaning that what you see in the PDF are images of the Word doc in the PDF. Or you can use OCR, which stands for Optical Character Recognition, which makes your documents fully searchable. OCR essentially converts any document image into text, automatically generating a custom font that matches the one in your document. So if you add or edit the text, it will look exactly like the original. And then, of course, to protect the document from being edited without authorization, you will then apply the password protection. If you are just sending the report to your client without the need for the text to be searchable or editable, because maybe they will just read it from their end or print it from their end, then just selecting the first option is fine by default. Okay, but if you are wanting to share this document with other colleagues and you want them to be able to search for keywords or whatever the case may be, you can click that. But I think for the purposes of this, we're just going to go with Convert, and we're going to click Start. Okay, so once that will process, and once that is done, it will be available for you to download. Okay, so it says your file is converted, so it will give you an opportunity to save it wherever you want to save it, onto your desktop, and you can also upload it to the cloud. So if you want to upload to a Dropbox account or a Google account, you can do that. If you have multiple PDFs, you can then download it as a zip file if it's really big and send that. Okay, so once you have your document, the next thing you're going to do is to password protect the document. So if we go back to the home page and we go to Improve for PDF files, there's the option to protect PDF. So you can either, as I said, either click on choose file and look for the file on the computer, or if you have the folder open already, you can just drag the file into this box over there and it will appear at the bottom here. So I've got my document, PDF document here, and now this is where you can set password to open the document. So what I would suggest to make things simplest, because you're thinking, okay, well, how will I send the password? What you will notice, if you have like a Woolies account or you have investments or anything like that, financial institutions, they tend to send you your documents in PDF with a password, and they usually set your ID number as your password. So I would suggest you do the same. Either the account holder or the client themselves, if they brought themselves to your session and you're sending it to them, whatever the case may be, I would suggest you send your the password, or you let them know that the ID number is their password. So you're simply going to type in there. So let's just say the password is 1234556 and 1234556, whatever the case may be. You repeat the password so that they can see that if it's matching, because if I now put another number there, it will say it's not matching. And then this is where you can set restrictions. So you can just set it as default that they will open, that they need to enter the password in order to open the document. But you could also leave the password off and then prevent and then have set restrictions where anybody can open it, but they can't print it, they can't copy it, they can't modify it unless they enter a permission password. But I think for standard and for purposes of this tutorial, just having a password to open the document, and you can still click on prevent modifying or prevent copying if you want, prevent printing. If that's what you want, you can do that. And then you're going to click on start, and it will do the same thing in the sense that I'm just going to delete all of that stuff, and then you can click start, and there it will have your converted file, which you can then save. And then you would want to maybe just say there in your naming password protected, so that you have both the password protected and unpassword protected version on your computer. And that's it. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. I'm always open to new ideas of things you might want to learn to help you on your private practice journey. So do leave your comments and suggestions below, and you can also find other links and resources in the description box. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.